All right, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house, and welcome back to the channel. Would you look at this? Check this out, guys. This is the Kizer Saturna Prototype. As you can see right over here, island knife. It's the designer, aka Blair Desjardins. This is a special knife because, as you can see, there's a hint right over here. This is a maple leaf, and there's a CKG logo right at the bottom of the back spacer with a little maple leaf right up here. And it is a special one. Why? Because this was a contest that happened on CKG Canada Knife and Gear, which is a Facebook group about Canadian knives and gears. And this was a competition like for the 10th anniversary of the group. And all the members, some of the members, submitted some designs, and Blair actually won with this very design, which is being made by Kizer, as you can see right over here. And it's a titanium frame lock. Let's check the measurements first. We got a 8.5 centimeters blade and an overall length of 21 centimeters, which translated in inch is 3.5 for the handle, and I would say 4 3/4 for the blade, and 3 3/4 for the handle. It is a very cool one, I have to say. Very excited because this is the culmination of lots of work that this guy went through to make this happen. So it started from a drawing and then turned out into a wooden and then a plastic 3D printed one, and then into this very prototype that is over here. In fact, you can see on the blade right over here, you get a 0 of 200, which is the estimated production, maybe more, that is going to be part of this run over here, Kizer Saturna, which is an island up here in the west coast of Canada. And let's do a quick size comparison first, just to give you an idea of the size. This is an F3 from Shirogorov, so full-size knife, so that is a little bit bigger, of course. This is an Inkosi from Chris Reeve Knives, and as you can see, this guy is just right sitting in between these two popular ones. And just because we are talking about Canadian stuff, why not? You got a Peter Rassenti small Nirvana, just to show you that this knife is not that small, because that is a small one. So here you have the general look. It is a titanium frame lock. This is a prototype, so there's gonna be probably some little changes that are gonna happen. Like, for example, the jimping right over here, it's probably gonna be a little bit deeper than that. And the pocket clip is gonna probably be thicker than this, just to allow more retention and less bending mishaps. And it might become a red clip, who knows? Probably not, but it's definitely a very cool one, especially for the lines. I like very much the bottom of the handle, kind of reminiscent a little bit of a Chris Reeve. Blade is kind of unique with this bump, which I'm probably not 100% sold, but it still gives the blade a pretty unique profile right over here. It's unique. It's similar to some other shapes for sure, but it's definitely a unique one. And I'm very happy, first of all, to be friend with Blair, and he's a great guy. And I'm happy to be able to check this out because this is, again, it's a prototype. You have these contoured handle. They're not flat, with a very cool finish. It's a little slippery, but probably this, again, it's being a prototype, it's not going to be the exact finish that's going to be going into the production line. You have no lanyard hole, so the lines, the aesthetics are kept clean on the bottom of the handle. You see some internal skeletonization, even in the lock bar, internal cutout for the lock. Both scales have been milled internally, and that will contribute to reduce the weight, which we're going to check out in a second. As soon as the scale wakes up, bam, you have 4.1 ounces in the pocket, so very reasonable for a titanium frame lock. Look at this. You get one finger groove over here and a little bit another one, just not too deep over here. Lock bar access, very generous on this side of the lock bar. You have, of course, a stainless steel lock face insert, which acts as an over travel lock bar stabilizer, so you cannot risk to bend the lock bar that way too much. So pretty safe insert. It's gonna eliminate the risk of lock stick. There's zero lock stick. Of course, maple leaf on the pivot, which is it's captive, so it's not going to be spinning when you try to disassemble from that side. Simple constructions, 2 screws going through the back spacer, so you're not going to have any issues taking this bad boy apart. It is a front flipper, so it front flips like that, and also it's a thumb stud. Has a thumb stud deployment mechanism, which is very, very snappy. The detent is on the medium side, not too firm, but the deployment is definitely fast. You can just do a slow roll like this, or you can do like a reverse flick like that. So it's very versatile in the deployment method. You get a tip-up carry only, not reversible, titanium pocket clip. Look at the ramp in and out. Just what you need, in and out, easy. Matching the thumb stud, probably the color is not 100% matching, but again, this is a prototype, so it's going to be improved, I'm pretty sure. You have some, I believe this is going to be S45V N steel for this titanium frame lock. There's going to be also a liner lock version with the micarta scales, and that's going to be sporting a Nitro V steel. It's going to be a cheaper price option. This fella, it should hit the market at around 259 Canadian dollars, and the micarta version, surprisingly, is going to be at 139 Canadian. So very affordable, guys. I hope all the group is going to get into this one so it can make to the international market. So that's going to be pretty cool for the CKG group, for Blair. I mean, it's a pretty cool experience for everybody. The blade has a compound grind. As you can see, it's hollow right over here, and has this beefy point that it's gonna confer some strength up to the tip. Pretty cool swedge. Look at that. Jimping again is not like now this prototype is a little bit slippery. It's not that there's not much traction, but it is going to be improved, as you can see. The blade finish is just like a satin finish. Billboard is cool because you get some Kizer lettering right over here, not the logo, and you get the Island Knife logo on the back, prototype, and 0 of 200. Probably this lettering are gonna be modified, I don't know, but this is the actual state of the prototype. Let's check the blade thickness on this fella. Let's zero this guy. You get 3.15 millimeters for the blade, and let's say the handle at 12 millimeters. So it is thin. It's going to be pretty sitting well in the pocket. You're not going to be complaining about that because of the weight and the overall thickness. It's going to be sitting nicely in the pocket. This much part is going to be sticking out. And what about the sound? Cluck, click. If you flick it a little bit stronger, slower, it's gonna have a little bit lower pitch, but definitely it's a pleasant action which is dialed in very nicely. This guy runs actually at this point on steel bearings, but they are going to be ceramic in the final version, so do not worry about that. Closing sound, very subdued, I like it. What I like the most probably is the action. It is flawless, I have to say, for a budget knife. It is, look at this. It is smooth, I have to say. Right? The feel in the hand is very good. It's a little bit slippery over here, but again, this is going to be improved. But there's no hot spots. There's no sharp edges, nicely contoured all around. Also inside has been contoured, so you're not gonna be feeling any sharp edges. It is pretty solid. There's no rattling going on. Fit and finish is spot on. Look at this. I mean, tolerances are pretty good, and you do not see any. This is flush, so no misalignments, no weird gaps. There's not much texturing on the scales, but definitely it feels good in the hand. You can do a little bit more advanced grip, take advantage of this part, which I wish would have been like following the contouring on the handle, and a little bit of a thumb ramp, so you can do a little bit more advanced grip. You can go for the reverse grip and use your thumb right over here, so it's gonna feel very good in the hand. Zero blade play. This is pretty solid. No finger sore because the thumb stud are nicely designed, so you can just flick this guy for days and you are not gonna be complaining about that. What else can I say? There's no detent ball ramp over here, so you see a little bit of step, but it's not that bad. You have a very nice action. That is probably the highlight of the knife. You have, of course, like a front flipping action going on right over here, which is very satisfying, but my preferred way would be definitely the thumb stud. Pretty cool, eh? This is, look at this. Guys, the closing action actually can rival much more expensive knives now that you let me think about it, and look at this. You won't be disappointed if you check this out. This is the Kizer Saturna, and it's done by this fella from Vancouver Island, Blair Desjardins. Check out his Instagram as well, and check out the knife and the Facebook group CKG if you're a Canadian fellow, and if you are into knives, you cannot miss that, and you cannot miss this bad boy. So there you have it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.